Steve, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks, Keith. I'm excited to talk with you.
Likewise, we're going to talk about Veeva, which is a company that's doing really, really meaningful work in terms of building software for life sciences. So let's talk about Veeva and what the company does.
Founded in 2007, and we are public. We have about 1,200 customers and 6,000 employees. Our customers are mostly pharmaceutical life sciences companies. So if you can think of pretty much any pharma company that you could name, they're probably a customer of Veeva's, and they probably have multiple Veeva products as well, because we do have a lot of different products. We actually have 47 of the top 50 pharmaceutical companies. So we've had some success out there with our specific customer base. In terms of what we do, we're trying to build the operating system for life sciences. So we put together a combination of software, which is the area I'm in. I love building products and we build great products. But then we also have a large services team as well, and they implement the software products for our customers. And then we also have data services as well. So where Veeva have collated the data and our customers buy that data and use it to get insights into the industry as a whole. And then we kind of have two areas of life sciences that we address. There's the commercial side. So that's the part of pharma that's trying to commercialize and sell their product. But then we also do a lot of work within research and development. So in the drug development process, the quality processes around that, getting people trained, getting people through clinical trials, going through the regulatory process as well of getting the drugs approved in the first place.
So Veeva was early in terms of creating software that's verticalized around a specific industry. So talk about the background story of how the company came to fruition.
Yeah, so our co-founders were Peter Gassner and Matt Wallach. And I think what's interesting about that pairing is Peter was a big technologist. He came from Salesforce. He helped build the Salesforce platform. And Matt was the industry expert. He knew life sciences like the back of his hand. So it was that pairing of technology expert and industry expert that I think is some of the secret sauce of Veeva. That story, that pairing actually now is part of our culture, where at every level of the company, we have what we call a two-in-the-box model, where we pair someone who's really good at technology and product with somebody that's really good at the industry and knows the industry really well. And that helps us build really specific products that are best in breed and great and good for solving the problems of our industry.
Now, in terms of the platform, you talked about the number of customers that you're dealing with, which is extraordinary. So talk about some specific examples of use cases or customers that you're working with.
Yeah, so the area that I'm in, we're building something called the digital trials platform. So obviously in the news, you hear a lot about clinical trials. So the digital trials platform is part of Veeva's technology that helps clinical trials be more efficient and remove a lot of the paper that's involved. Today, if you're a patient on a clinical trial, you're filling in a lot of paperwork, you're paper signing documents, you're filling out forms. We're trying to remove a lot of that paper. And in doing so, in digitizing the experience, we can help the data flow between the different participants. You've got the patients on the trial, but then there are clinical researchers that are running the trial on behalf of the sponsors who are actually paying for the trial and trying to find out whether their drugs actually work or not. So our job is to try and stitch all that together and help our customers have a more efficient process. And hopefully they'll save a significant amount of money in the process as well. So our goal is that through providing this software to all of those participants, we can make clinical trials 25% faster, 25% cheaper, and we want to do all of that by 2025 is our goal to have that digital trials platform up and running and being used by many of our customers. The other example that springs to mind of a customer is Boehringer Ingelheim. So they're a large pharmaceutical company, and I mentioned about this operating system that we're building. And I think the Boehringer Ingelheim story really illustrates that idea of the operating system. They have decided to basically go all in with Veeva and use all of our products across their development process. So they're using our clinical products, our regulatory products, quality, as well as using some of that digital trials platform that I was just talking about. They're going to use that to reduce the complexity, right? With their old setup, they'd be working with, dozens, if not hundreds of vendors. Now they can work with one vendor, and the data flow between all of those different software can be automated because everything's on the same platform. So there's significant savings and also a lot less complexity in terms of what they're doing as they're trying to bring these drugs to market.
So you talked about the size of Veeva as a company, 6,000 or so employees. So talk about the plans ahead in terms of hiring and growth.
Yeah, sure. So Veeva is always growing. We have new applications and new ideas and new initiatives every year. And we are a global company as well. So we're growing in both directions, both in terms of the scope of the products, but also in terms of the reach of our products as well. So I like to think that really we're still just getting started. We had huge growth last year, about 37% hiring growth, while we were seeing other companies slowing down in terms of their growth. We have about 1,200 open positions globally right now, and about 700 of those are in North America. So we're really looking to grow the team, hire great people that are excited about the mission and help us build great products.
So once someone joins the team at Veeva, what's it like working there? What's the culture like?
It's great. It's my favorite part of working here. We do a really good job of hiring very passionate, hardworking, intelligent people. I sometimes think I'm not sure whether I'd get the job if I were to join today. The people that work here are very much behind the cause, right? It's about helping our customers build their product, which saves lives. And so that makes you feel good, right? You're building products that really are making a difference to the world. We are a very product-centric company. I think some companies are led by marketing or led by sales, but Veeva is very much, it's about the product. So as a product guy myself, that brings me a lot of joy, because it's all about how do we make a really good product? How do we strive towards product excellence? And there's always something new going on. So we do have a strong culture of autonomy over alignment. So what that means is that we're always going to favor autonomy rather than trying to get the whole of Veeva all like perfectly aligned. We kind of accept that that's probably impossible. It's a big old company, 6,000 people, to have perfect alignment across all of the products and all of the people. We're just going to slow you down and stagnate you and put in too much process. So we try to keep that startup feel that we had when we were very small. We call it trying to stay Veeva. And it's about moving fast, being responsive, building products and iterating fast, but also sometimes accepting when you've gone in the wrong direction. A product might not be the right fit. Let's try and learn that fast and pivot and do something else. So it's got kind of that startup feel, even though it's a very large company.
So what's the work environment like at Veeva? Are you in person, remote, or hybrid?
During COVID, we really embraced this idea of people being able to work from anywhere. And now our offices are open again, and we give people the choice. They can work from the office if they prefer, or they can also work from home. And I think people are being attracted to the company because of that.
Now, there are lots of companies out there in the tech industry that are scaling, growing, hiring. So there's options for people to explore, which is a good thing. So why is now the ideal time to join Veeva?
Well, I'd say that any time is a good time to join Veeva, but I can certainly tell you why I believe people are joining right now, why we've seen this rapid acceleration of growth. I think, first of all, just our business is suddenly a bit more pertinent to people. The pandemic obviously has put the thought of clinical trials and the act of performing clinical trials. Everyone's now heard about that. People weren't talking about clinical trials 3 or 4 years ago. So, my team builds software that helps patients go through clinical trials. And I think people can now relate more to that. Sort of before the pandemic, I'd tell people about my job and what we do, and I'd sometimes get that glazed look as they're not quite sure what a clinical trial is. But now it's very, very relatable because we know that clinical trials have really helped us move forward from the pandemic. I think the other thing that is attracting people to Veeva is our stability, right? Life sciences is obviously not going anywhere anytime soon. And these life sciences companies need a company like Veeva to make them more efficient and more effective. And that's why you're seeing growth in Veeva where other companies maybe are slowing down. And then I think the final piece that people are really relating to is recently we changed to a PBC. So that's a public benefit corporation. So what that really means is that we're not just driven by stockholder profits. So we're not just in it for the money. We're doing what's right for our employees, for our customers, and also for the community at large. An example of that, we have a product that I'm helping lead that is called SiteVault. And we have a version of that that's for smaller clinical research sites that might not have the budget to implement and run software to help them manage their clinical trial execution. So we have this SiteVault Free is the product, and it lets our customers use this software. It makes the pharmaceutical companies more efficient, but it also allows these clinical research sites that might not have budget otherwise to use this best of breed software. And we're doing that because it's the right thing to do. It's the right thing for the industry. So I think, people are looking right now for companies that are doing the right thing, for companies that are doing good things out there, for companies that are making a difference. And I think so they read Veeva's story and they can relate, and they think that will make me feel good about the job I do on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah, and I'm going to double down on that statement too, Steve. So, the fact that Veeva was the first public company to convert to a public benefit corporation, I think speaks volumes about the company, the leadership, the culture, and the good mission-driven type of company that it is. So if you are interested in exploring opportunities at Veeva, as Steve mentioned, they are hiring across the board. So go to their company page on VentureFizz. You'll see all their listings there. Go to venturefizz.com/Veeva and you'll see all their jobs. Steve, thanks so much for taking the time to walk us through all the great things happening at the company.
That's great. Thanks, Keith. It's been great talking with you.
Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. At VentureFizz, our mission is to share the stories of companies, their people, and culture. So if you're interested in more interviews with founders and executives in the tech industry, make sure you click on the subscribe button. Thanks so much for watching.